Today I'm doing a video discussing the Super Saiyan God of Destruction. Now, we know that with Dragon Ball Super, one of the most hyped up things was that ever since Battle of Gods, we got introduced to the whole God concept. We got introduced to Beerus Sama with all this upper hierarchy that we never seen before in Dragon Ball Z. The closest thing that we got into Dragon Ball Z, or the closest things that we got to gods in Dragon Ball Z, was the Supreme Kai and all those other guys. And to be honest, they weren't very impressive because they were weak. Like for gods, when we think of gods, we expect people to be strong, but Supreme Kai, Elder Kai, those guys, like, they're just weak. They weren't your ideal type of gods. But with Battle of Gods, that's when we got introduced to gods of destruction like Beerus, and man, they have not disappointed. They showed why they are gods of destruction. But with Dragon Ball Super, we were all expecting to see new gods, whether it be from another universe or whether it just be like more gods. Like I heard people speculating that there's going to be a counterpart for gods of destruction prior to us finding out about the whole angel thing. So yeah, that's one thing. Some people are saying like god of life, god of energy, something like that. But now that we know how the whole god concept works, one of the things that we want to see is new gods. And with Dragon Ball Super, when we got introduced to the second god of destruction, it was a little bit disappointing, I'm not gonna lie, because it was basically Fat Beerus, and that's Champa. So I was like, come on, man, is this really what we're gonna see? Is this really what we're gonna see? We're gonna see a fat Champa or a fat Beerus. We're gonna see a small Beerus, a tall. Like, I'm really hoping that when it comes to Dragon Ball Super, when we do see the new gods of destruction, that it's not just Beerus, like Beerus minimized, Beerus full screen. I hope we're not seeing that. But there's been a theory going around that's saying that if it is like Beerus's, then it should be like people related to him. Like, for example, we know Champa is Beerus's twin brother, so I've seen a lot of people, they've speculated, okay, maybe it's not going to be a Beerus clone, but it's going to be something similar to Beerus, like maybe some people are saying Egyptian cat. That's like one of the most popular things, like Anubis. I've been seeing that everywhere. They've been saying, okay, maybe this will be like Beerus's cousin, where at the same time I still wouldn't want that, because that's just like, you know, it's just playing off the whole Beerus thing. It's not being creative at this point. But the one thing that I would like to see is a Saiyan god. Now, I don't know how the other universes work. Well, we do know that there's a little bit of like a twin system. Like, for example, universe 1 and 2, they're twins. 3 and 4, 5 or 6, and you guys know how it is. But the one thing that I don't want to see, or that I do want to see, is a Saiyan god, because it will kind of be dope if we do get to see a Saiyan like on par with Beerus, that isn't that, like, that's just there naturally, that doesn't have to train for it, because Goku and Vegeta, they're training for it, and at this point we still don't even know if they're on par with Beerus. Like, we don't know where they are in terms of strength. But if we get to see a god that's a Saiyan, that'll have someone similar to like Whis around it, that'll be hype, and I will really enjoy to see that. But overall, when it comes to the god structure, what do you guys want to see? Are you guys okay with the whole Beerus cloning thing? And do you guys